Good morning from a town just outside of L'Aquila, where I'm about to cycle the Wolf's Lair, which is a bikepacking.com route meant for these kind of bicycles. Check this out. This is the web page here. Good specs, lovely little picture. Even has its own logo. So it must be a good route, no? Now, before we start, I'd like to take you through two things. The first thing being that it's November and I'm gonna ride in a rather cold and humid climate here. And I want you to keep that in mind when taking inspiration from this video or planning your own route. That if you do it at the end of the year, like me, or in the summers, this route is supposed to be rather rough and it might just be a little harder than what I'm gonna make it look like. And secondly, this bike has a bike touring, bikepacking fusion setup with the fork packs from Ortlieb in the front and a gravel pack on racks in the back, as well as a bike packing setup in the front top. Now I'm choosing this because it's the most comfy, but also because I'm carrying lots of electronics like this camera, a tripod, drone, batteries, extra lenses, chargers, etc., the whole deal. And just to touch on that, I'm very grateful for the new Patreon subscribers because you're making all this work seem very, very much more worth it for me, and that's a great thing. So I think it's time to start heading on the road for you to enjoy this video, and yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
So, the Wolf's Lair route. My starting point was the village of Collebrincioni, north of L'Aquila. From there, I followed the first trails and roads of this promising bikepacking route. Not only had I discovered that it would probably take me a bit longer to cycle, due to the urge to record almost all its beauty from the start. Indeed, very quickly, it turned out to be one of the most spectacular rides I'd ever done within Europe. The Wolf's Lair route takes you through some of the last truly natural spaces in Italy, which all lie in the Abruzzo province. And in the fall season, with COVID-19 still reaping the travel plans of many, these spaces were bound to look as untouched as ever. I wish you happy trails.
Another thing you have to keep in mind when you're cycling this route is food stops. Because the maker, Montanus, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, he put little food and drink pins on the route, but those are mostly restaurants. There's a few shops here and there, and if you're like me and you're a bit slower, you might not catch up to them every day. So think about buying 2 breads instead of 1, taking enough oats with you, those kind of things. And I got super lucky because my host in Città di Castello, they gave me this. So this is a reused Trader Joe's jar with homemade peanut butter. Pretty sweet. I hope it will last me the whole route.
Doggy. Hey.
Stew, green curry mix thing. Oh, it's really cold, so I'm warming my hands on the pan.
And now for one of the absolute highlights of the eastern side of Wolf's Lair. A structure that was covered in fog and hidden from sight the previous night fully showed itself the next morning. This centuries-old castle, far above the clouds, is called Rocca Calascio. It overlooks the Tirino Valley and Navelli Plateau at right about 1460 meters above sea level. The fact that one can get here by bike over numerous trails is just amazing. And being able to do just that really elevates the experience of such a site. What a marvelous place to wake up in.
Finally I can dry everything. It's been like 3 days of wet tent. So on beautiful mornings like these, obviously I like to shoot a lot of footage and I've been taking pictures and video. There's one thing though, I don't have a laptop with me. And so I wanted to show you how I solved that, because obviously you need to offload the SD cards to make space for the next couple of days. I brought along this little thing and it's currently offloading my SD card. So this is the Lacy DJI Copilot 2 terabyte drive. I got it through Moment. So Belen and I are ambassadors for Moment in the USA. They're a really cool company and shop for all things photography. And one of the things that they sell is this. So you can find the link in the description to check it out. But anyway, this thing just copies your SD cards through these entrances here. So you can copy SD cards, you can check hard drives and all that, and just get all the footage on this little drive, carry it with you wherever you go, have 2 terabytes of storage available, and it's a real lifesaver, honestly. It's a test of patience. I just had to take a little detour and shortcut to Castel del Monte, this little town slightly off the Wolf's Lair trail, to stock up on bread and some other stuff. It's actually a great place to stock up if you have to along the route, because now there's another 47 kilometers or so without anything. I bought a salad. It certainly isn't the most beautiful salad in the world, but I'm gonna attempt making one. I've got tomatoes, cucumber and these leaves. So it should be set. It's the first salad in a week or so. So I just had a spoke break. I think the nipple went into the wheel. So I'm gonna try and get it out, see if I can fix it that way. Always sucks to have these things when you're doing really well. Today I was shooting for distance to make up for yesterday, because yesterday I lacked a bit. Well, I found the nipple, but there's a piece of spoke inside of it, so I can't rethread this. You know what the worst thing is? Having a simple piece of nipple with me right now would have fixed the whole problem. And I've carried spokes for 3 years, and in this very first solo tour I decided to not take my spokes. Learn from me. Take your spokes. So after the discovery of the broken spoke, I made it down to Sulmona. It's a little town slash city in the valley around the mountains of Lair. And there happens to be a bike shop. The guy kindly repaired my wheel. I'm good to go. And I decided to stay for a night in a nice bed and breakfast here called Solimo. It's really recommended. Super nice price, great breakfast, and a good room, as you can see. And I'm gonna call this the midpoint of my route, because I'm gonna have to work my way back into the mountains, doing 1200 meters of climbing today. So wish me luck on that. But this is gonna be the end of the first video. And in the second video, you'll see the western side of Wolf's Lair. So bear with me, wish me luck on the climb, and I'll see you over there. And in the meantime, if you feel like it, you can check the links in the description, which is a Patreon link to my Patreon page, where people like you can support these journeys, bicycle related high quality content to get others inspired to go riding as well. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. Cheers.